Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're taking a look into chapter 2 of the book of Jonah.
Right.
It's a pretty specific section, but wow, it's packed with some startling stuff.
Definitely.
Our plan is really to unpack the prayer itself and,
Yeah.
the insights from this really unusual location he's praying from.
Yeah, it grabs you immediately, doesn't it? The
Okay.
text just says, from inside the fish, Jonah prayed. No easing in.
No preamble at all.
We're just thrown right into this prayer from, well, absolute rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Physically, existentially.
Okay, let's talk about that rock bottom. He says, "In my distress I called. From the depths of Sheol I called for help." That's not just, I was having a bad day. Sheol the grave, basically. Like he feels completely cut off, dead almost.
And it's interesting how he describes getting there. He says, you hurled me into the deep,
Right.
into the very heart of the seas. All your waves and breakers swept over me. He sees God's hand in it.
He does, yeah. He blames God directly, in a way. Or at least acknowledges divine action.
It's a stark acknowledgement, yeah. Not just bad luck, but your waves.
That imagery is so visceral, feeling like you're being actively sort of assaulted by the ocean.
And it gets even more intense. He pictures himself sinking down
Where does he say?
to the roots of the mountains.
Right. The earth beneath barred me in forever. I mean, that's inescapable. Total finality. Trapped.
Exactly. Absolute confinement.
But then, right there, feeling banished, cut off, something shifts.
Yeah, that's the pivot point. He says, yet I will look again toward your holy temple, even from the fish's belly.
So what causes that turn from total despair to looking again?
Well, the text gives us a clue. When my life was ebbing away, I remembered you, Lord.
Ah, remembrance. Okay.
That seems to be the key.
Mhm.
Remembering God, even at his absolute lowest, sparks that prayer reaching towards the temple.
And right alongside that, he has this realization, doesn't he, about idols?
Yes, this sharp observation. Those who cling to worthless idols forfeit the grace that could be theirs.
Okay, let's pause there. Worthless idols. What could that mean for, for us, for you listening?
Well, it could be anything we rely on instead of the ultimate source of help, right? Things we cling to for security or identity.
Like status, comfort.
Yeah.
Maybe even just relying purely on ourselves.
Yeah, things that have no real power to save when the big waves hit. And clinging to them means, according to this, missing out, forfeiting grace.
That's a heavy thought.
It is, and out of that remembering, that rejection of idols, he makes a vow.
But I, with a song of thanksgiving, will sacrifice to you. What I have vowed, I will make good.
And then the absolute core message, the takeaway from his whole ordeal, crystallizes. Salvation comes from the Lord.
That feels like the punchline, doesn't it? Rescue isn't earned. It isn't about finding an escape hatch yourself.
No, it originates from outside the pit you're in, entirely.
And then the chapter just ends with that unforgettable image.
And the Lord commanded the fish, and it vomited Jonah onto dry land.
Wow. Talk about a direct answer to prayer. Graphic, physical deliverance.
So, wrapping up this dive into Jonah 2, what do we take away?
We've seen this incredibly raw prayer from, well, the strangest place.
We've seen how remembrance, even in despair, can be a turning point.
And we've hit that stark claim about where real help comes from and the danger of, well, trusting things that can't deliver.
The imagery is just burned into your mind, isn't it? The depths, the mountain roots being pulled up from the pit.
Yeah, utter helplessness met by this profound rescue. The text is clear. Salvation is from the Lord.
Absolutely. That's the central declaration here.
So here's something to think about as you go. If Jonah, inside a fish, feeling totally lost, could remember and call out, where you turn first when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel trapped or cut off.
And maybe consider what worthless idols, modern ones, might be subtly preventing you from looking for, or maybe even receiving, the help you actually need.